In the spirit of Murrow, Jennings, Cronkite, here's another great moment in local news.
Everybody here in the studio, a moment of silence. Hooters is closing.
All of it? What?
Maybe.
I did love their wings days.
Yes.
They had great specials.
The wings?
The wings?
Yes, the wings. What else, Libby? Yeah.
Just want to keep you abreast.
That's a great moment in local news. Now, back to the Adam Carolla Show.
All right. Mayhem, what's in the news?
All right. State of the Union, of course. Here's a preview for you guys. He's going to be, looks like, focusing on his successes in immigration. There's record low crossings here in February. It's fell to 8,300, down 94% to 140,000 last year.
Yeah, well, listen, if this is okay, this is my sad opinion, but it happens to be true. If somebody gives a shit about something, they can fix stuff. Like if you got me, if I just became mayor of Los Angeles, I would go, what the fuck's going on with the traffic? Why are people turning right on a red? What's up with these fucking red turn arrows? Why are they staying red? How come no one uses their signal? How come nobody... And shit would get better because that's what I care about. Now, I may not do a lot for the trans community because I don't give a fuck about the trans community, but I do care about traffic. And the other thing I hate is garbage everywhere. And I would just be going, this whole fucking place it's so much garbage. What are we doing here? Get Bette Midler to adopt this, lane in the 101 and let's get this shit picked up. Whose area is this? Like, I'm going to go find out. Sun Valley. Sunland, yeah. Pacoima. Who stretch a fucking... The freeway says, what's your name? Okay, you're the mayor? Clean your shit up. Clean your fucking shit up and do it now. And then things will get better. Trump cared about the border.
Yeah.
Biden didn't care about anything, especially the border, and neither did Kamala Harris, and neither did any of the Democrats. So they don't care, so nothing happened. And by the way, they lied the whole time. Like, well, Congress needs to pass a bill, or you could just do it as a president.
Well, before
which
you
is what
go
Trump
down that
did.
road, let me get some more of his successes.
All right.
The ICE arrests surge. They increased 600% compared to Biden, with over 20,000 illegal immigrants arrested by ICE in a single month. Remain in Mexico is reinstated. That policy, we know what it is. They stay there until they can get things sorted out. Cartel leaders were extradited. President of the United States secured extradition of 29 Mexican drug cartel bosses to face charges for their crimes in the United States, including one accused of killing a DEA agent. The Lake and Riley Act was signed, ensuring that ICE will detain illegal immigrants arrested or charged with theft or violence, and honoring the legacy of Lake and Riley, was killed by an illegal who had previously been arrested but never detained by ICE. The migrant shelters closed. Tariffs have been implemented, 25%.
I don't know about this tariff thing because I hear back and forth about it.
Yeah, it's a very fluid situation. We don't know whether there will be, at the time of this airing, we don't know if that will be actually implemented yet.
I think it is.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not an expert at tariffs. I hear this group say it's a bad idea. I hear this group say it's a good idea. At a certain point, I think what you have to do, regardless of who's your person, is you just go, look, I trust this person. I think they know what they're doing. The last guy was brain dead and corrupt. So that's a kind of a 1-2 punch of negativity. Yeah. So when he could think lucidly, then he got his son paid.
Yeah.
Well, the rest of the time he's just fucking up the country, and then his junkie son and his crazy wife were running the show. So it's all better than that. This is basically what my take. I'm now realizing I don't think Biden was doing anything that had to do with governing. So everything's going to be better than him. Now, as far as who's ever taken his place, you have to go, look, the last head coach we had on this football team went 2-14 for the last 4 seasons, right? Then we got a new guy. And the new guy is doing stuff, some of it you agree with, and some of it you don't understand. But at a certain point, you go, it's his team. He won a lot of games at his last job. You're going to have to just step back and trust him. He wants to go for an onside kick in the first quarter, or he wants to go for a fake punt, even though they're up 13. You know what? Sounds unconventional, but the guy's a winning coach, and you just got to step. And you hired him. You're just going to have to step back.
He's putting the water boy in as the quarterback, and everybody's yelling about it. But this is like one of those amazing, heartwarming stories where like suddenly then the water boy becomes the popular quarterback, and the guy won, and it's like, we doubted you, but you won. Tariffs economically can be analyzed day in and day out through every single textbook as being something good, something bad. Everyone's got an opinion. If you look at it through an economic prism, it's not. This is not about the economy. As ironic as that sounds, tariffs are not about the economy. It's about leverage.
Yeah.
Negotiation is about leverage.
Well, that's the other thing, too, is you go back to the coach analogy. You go, it's 4th and 7, and then they're on the wrong side of the 50, and he's going for it? What's he crazy going for it? And you're like, no, he's trying to draw him off sides.
Yeah.
And you go, what's he doing going for it? It's like, no, he's not going for it. He's trying to draw him off. So there's a strategy within the strategy. And it's also strategy that the coach isn't going to talk about, because the coach isn't going to go, I'm not really going for it on 4th. I'm just sending the team out there. No, he doesn't want that information out. Trump said it all the time when he would say, someone would say, like Biden would go, we don't want, we want peace with, and we want to start a whatever, and we want to help this group and sanction that group. And Trump would always go, why are you telling them what you're going to do? Yeah. Stop telling them what you're going to do. These are people who want us dead, or we're at war with these people. Don't tell them what you want to. Make them think what you're going to do, but don't tell them. Get them off balance. So I wouldn't take the guy literally, and I would assume there's a method to his madness. Whereas the last guy, we just had madness. There's no method, just the madness part.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll have a whole report on the State of the Union address tomorrow.
All right.
He really.
Who's gonna get lippy? Like, what Democratic chick's gonna try to get a name for herself by standing up and yelling something good?
Oh, Jasmine Crockett.
Jasmine Crockett.
I mean, you said standing up. I mean, Adam Schiff's already standing up while he's sitting down because his neck is going higher than a giraffe. So he's yelling.
Yeah.
He's looking over the crowd. And then you're going to have probably...
AOC throw a snowball 2-1.
It's funny how AOC's kind of become like the has-been now. You got even crazier personalities out there. And she's lost her zing. I saw her on, was it PBS or NPR? And they're asking her questions.
She had a baby. So dopamine.
Oh, she did.
Yeah.
She did. There you go.
Release.
There you go.
Oxytocin.
Did she have a baby?
Wait,
I don't know.
I thought that was it.
It's coming. I know.
No,
it's coming.
It's a good point.
You're right. You're right.
Any minute. Now.
Listen. Okay. So here's the thing. You need to be a little bit crazy. You have to be a narcissist, you have to be crazy, and you have to also have no sense of yourself to just get in and start screaming about shit all the time, especially shit you don't know about, which is everything for them because they're dumb. So she used to be able to do that. AOC was good at just getting on and yelling about stuff. But sort of like the douchebag dudes you fought in high school, you run into them when they're 50 and they're like mellowed out, like they just lost some testosterone. They've loved and lost a little. They've been divorced, all of a sudden the dude who was like the aggressive douchebag is sort of mellow now, and time tends to sort of mellow people. She's mellowed a little bit. And yeah, I saw her on NPR. But there's two phenomenons you're experiencing. One is AOC has kind of, I would say, lost her fastball, but she never had a fastball. But she lost her screwball, which is her being a fucking screwball and liking to talk about shit all the time. She's also, what you saw on NPR is also, there's a second part of that, which is, since when has NPR ever asked a Democrat a question?
True.
And so she's like, what? What's going on?
Yeah.
And so she's like, wait a minute. I go on NPR so you guys can nod and ask me softball questions. And what are you doing asking a question now? So they get fucked up because they go, look, I'm not going on Hannity and I'm not going on Fox because those guys are going to ask questions. So I'm not going to do that. I will go to the friendly confines of NPR. NPR got the message that you guys need to start actually functioning. You need to actually perform a function at some point. You have to do some news instead of partisan cheerleading. So she goes to NPR and the guy asked her a question about the border or a question about lawfare. And she's like, Bob, we're friends. Aren't we? Like, what? I thought we had an agreement. She's probably kicking him in the shin going, what the fuck is going on? It said NPR in front of the building. You asked me softball questions and I don't answer them. You can find that, Dawson. It was kind of funny. So she seems like somebody gave her half a Quaalude. And she's just kind of like, yeah, first off, maybe she's just tired of defending insanity. Maybe she got tired of it, but she's lost a little.
Yeah. It's the spices, right? She's 4-year-old paprika. You buy the paprika
right.
and you crack it open fresh and it's smoky and it's bold, and then you leave it in your pantry drawer and then you want to make chicken paprikash 4 years later and it tastes like cardboard.
Yeah, it's
she's 4-year-old chicken
flat.
paprika.
Yeah, she looks like paprika, but no zest.
Yeah.
The zest is gone.
She's got the label on the outside. It's a little worn off, and there's clumps on the inside
Clumpy.
too. And
chicken paprikash, you gotta make it, man. And so AOC is not pregnant, but we have her on NPR as a funny. I don't know if we have the clips we're talking about, but it's funny. The clip would be, the headline should be, guy from NPR does his job. That should be the headline.
And he felt bad about doing it.
Yeah,
you could tell.
I agree with you, babe.
You had a recent dispute, if that's the right word, with Tom Homan, the president's Homeland Security czar, so-called. You held an online forum, a Know Your Rights forum, that he didn't like. What were you doing? What was your goal as you saw it?
My job is to educate and act as a liaison of critical information to my constituents. And I was informing all of my constituents of their constitutional protections, and in particular, their constitutional protections against illegal search and seizure in the United States.
Holman was upset, I suppose, because he felt that you were giving advice to people who were here illegally. Were you?
I was giving advice to all of my constituents. Yeah.
He said he was going to report you, or even that he did reach out to the Department of Justice. Have you heard from the Department of Justice?
I have not, and I intend on reaching out to the Department of Justice to inquire.
All right, you can find the lawfare one, because that's the
she
one.
Looks mad.
The
and
law.
She looks like she's melting.
Well,
yeah.
He asked the question twice, more pointedly the second time, and she got pissed. That's where she's
interesting.
Right, like. No, so the way they would do it in the past that I always love is they'd go, back when Biden and Kamala Harris, they'd go, Kamala, first they'd couch it this way. There are those on the right who say the border is porous. What do you say to that? And she goes, the border has never been more stout. And they go, I hear Joe Biden's celebrating a birthday. Yeah. And that's how it worked. They ask the question. Yeah. They don't fucking ask the follow-up question, and then they move right on. So they don't like the follow-up. But the one about lawfare, Dawson, is in there. That's where she just like, I don't know. I should just get pregnant. She's tired. You're right.
Told you.
She's tired.
Yeah. Diluted paprika.
Diluted paprika. All right. Well, they'll find that. You can go on with your next story.
Look, comedian Michael Rappaport's in the news. He slams a Canadian lawmaker for attempting to get him barred from doing stand-up comedy in Canada. Comedian, outspoken pro-Israel activist Michael Rappaport trashed a liberal Canadian politician for demanding her fellow lawmakers bar him for doing stand-up shows in the country.
In Canada, they don't like free speech over there.
Yeah. She she called out saying that he's Islamophobic and hate has no place in Canada.
Hate has no place. By the way, what they never give you the caveat is they go, hate has no place in this whatever, and they go, and by the way, I'll be deciding what hate is. That'll be my job. I'll be the hate meister, and I will decide what's hateful. So you may not think of it as hateful, but I get to be the arbiter of what is hate, and hate, by the way, has no place.
Yeah, Rappaport had fun with it. He invited her front row seats for her and New Democrats.
We got a clip. So it says here. I think.
Yeah.
It's got a 3-minute clip. We'll play that.
Oh, great.
Yeah, if you put it on my screen.
Happy Passover to everybody. I never, ever thought that I would even think to need to be or have to be speaking about what's going on right over here in New York City. If this was a group of people screaming against tall people, short people, black people, Spanish people, Asian people, people with big noses, big feet, little noses, this would be stopped ASAP. This is not the New York way. This is an embarrassment to New York City. That's right. This is an embarrassment to the city of New York. This is a stain that historically, it will go down in history as an embarrassing time to New York. I want to also make sure that
Is this the clip we're speaking of in the story?
This is him talking about a Palestinian rights rally. Yeah,
but this is not the clip we spoke of. I
don't
think
so.
If there is one. Oh, it is the clip attached to the news story. All right. Well, I thought he was talking about the Canadian chick was trying to shut him down.
No. Well, his Wisconsin show was canceled last May after anti-Israel agitators threatened the venue where he was set to perform.
So he was not.
Happens. Yeah,
he's not
New York
welcome
as well.
there. Wait, New York or Canada?
No, New York. He was in New York, and they're having a pro-Hamas
Wait, read
sort
the
of
top of
rally.
Read the top of the news story. I want to know what this means. Canadian?
Yes.
Go ahead.
The Canadian. Yeah. The Canadian lady, the Democrat in Canada, has urged him to be banned from Canada. So
right.
He can't
well, that's
come there.
what I'm referring to because that's the story that I heard.
But they gave us some extra with the video.
All right. Well, yeah, listen, in the booth, just get the video to line up with the story because then we went from Canada to New York to Wisconsin. But the story was he's not welcome in Canada. Yeah. And he's trolling this woman.
He's just all over the news.
All right, I'm going to help you out here.
All right, thanks.
He's going to make a great old man. He's going to be great because you know what I mean. Like how Madonna is like going insane, and it's getting more and more humorous to us. And she's 67 years old or something. When Madonna's 83, it's going to be great. It's going to be like clown makeup and her shaking her fist and screaming about stuff. And it's going to, the entertainment value will be off the charts when Madonna gets into her 80s. All right, she's going to be dressed. In lingerie and freaking everyone out. Like it's gonna be great. Madonna's gonna be a great, crazy old lady. And Rappaport's going to be a great, crazy old man. And I like him.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the best is yet to come. He's going to be up there screaming in 2052. He's going to be up there screaming about shit, and your kids are going to be delighted.
It's already starting to peep through because I'm still trying to figure out if I know anyone with big feet and little noses.
The problem with going off the prompter is you start going down that road. They go, listen, and I'm talking about everyone. I don't care if you're black or you're brown or you're white or purple you're like turquoise,
Yeah.
and that's like, okay, there are no turquoise people.
Yeah.
Like, once they do black, they keep going.
Because you gotta have a list.
Like, I gotta get the whole gay flag in here.
Yeah, it's like gluten free. I don't care if you have celiac.
I don't care if your favorite band is the Grateful Dead or your least favorite band is the Grateful Dead. I don't care who you are. That's where they run into trouble.
Yeah.
Because I don't care what you can have big earlobes and small nostrils, or you can have huge nostrils like Dionne Warwick and then smaller earlobes. Or why you don't care if you're purple or green. You have just as much right. It's like, okay, but let's bring it in.
Yeah.
We get it.
Yeah, right.
By the way, you had me with I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
You had covered the people with the big nose and the small feet and everybody.
Yeah, now he's reading the appendix. It's like, we got the point in the article. I'm not flipping through to the appendix.
We have the NPR one about lawfare. Yeah, this is one where she just looks like, I don't know. Aren't you supposed to just ask the one question?
Defeated.
By the way, most people only have enough bullshit for the first round of questioning.
Yeah.
When I was on a commercial flight, I've told you this a million times, during COVID, and I was in first class. I was like, I'm going to drink. I want vodka, soda water, and lemon. They're like, we don't have lemon. I go, do you have lime? No, we don't have lemon or lime. I go, why not? She goes, we pulled it off during COVID. I go, what's citrus have to do with COVID? And she goes, I don't know. And walked away. You need round 2 chambered. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm not a physician, but I hear that the acid and the citrus.
It's all about the pH.
Yeah, nothing. They just got Democrats, when they go to NPR, they got the first round of bullshit, and they don't have the second round chambered because there's not going to be a follow-up question, but now there is. All right, here it is. Sorry, by the way.
How do they prepare?
I think they look to the possibility of litigation. I think they're saying, do we have the best teams possible in order to carry out our work?
Some Republican, or many perhaps, will be watching this, listening to this, and thinking, wait a minute, actually, you're the ones who are prosecuting us. You are the guys who are weaponizing the Justice Department. How would you respond to somebody who may be thinking that?
In what way? In what way? Is the very presence
Putting Trump on trial would be their example, I suppose.
Yes. I mean, here's the deal. In the United States, there is a jury where we are judged by our peers, and he was found guilty in court on 34 felony charges. If people want to say it was weaponized, I mean, it is hard-pressed to say that there's a partisan argument for that. You have Senator Menendez, famously.
The question is, how did he get to court? I look like it was, he was found guilty. Yeah, because you guys trumped up charges and dragged him to court, and that's why. Yeah, she's good. You're right. She's lost her fastball. She's left with her screwball. That's all she's got.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. Sometimes dumb people say things to try to jar thoughts in their next thought. So it's like you gotta figure. A lot of people go, look, these thoughts, they're like stalactites hanging on my brain above my mouth. You know what I mean? And if I could just knock one loose, it will fall into my mouth, and then I would spit out something good.
Yeah, it's a great strategy for the podcast.
Yeah. So they go, here's the deal. Come on. Come on, stalactite. Fall, land on my tongue.
She was hoping for something.
Something's got to break off and land in my mouth.
Yeah.
No, nothing.
Internal or external. Like, she was hoping maybe a light would fall, the guy would have a heart attack, anything.
Yes, there's acts of God.
But whatever happened to just being open, honest, and transparent? It's so easy. I tell my servers this all the time in a restaurant, right? Somebody complains about a steak, a fish, something's overcooked. Don't sit there and litigate it, right? Because those are their feelings. Well, did you cut in the center? Because if you cut at the end, then maybe it's overcooked. Or are you sure? because medium rare does have red. Oh, you don't like it? We're going to make you a new one right now, and we're giving you 50% off, period, done. 3 seconds, done, over, new food on the table. Most of the time, they'll actually tip more. People who have problems and it's quickly resolved without any bullshit are actually happier customers.
They appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, agreed. The worst anyone can do, and they do it here, but they do it in restaurants a lot, where you go, I asked for no mayonnaise on that. And they go, you didn't say that.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, all right, okay.
When you're right, you're still wrong.
Yes. There's that. There's the other one that is always funny because I keep telling you guys they got the lemon and the lime and they can't differentiate anymore, and they start swapping out lemons for limes, and they bring you a lime in your drink when you ask for a lemon. There's a new middle ground where they turn it into a tie. So you go, give me a Diet Coke with a lemon, and they bring you a Diet Coke with a lime, and then you go, could I get a lemon instead of the lime? She goes, oh, you want both? And it's like, no, bitch, I didn't want both. I wanted the one with the lemon in it, but you didn't bring that one, and I didn't want to yell at you, so I just went, could you bring a lemon? But don't turn this into, I want both. I said lemon, you brought lime. You can't remember.
Yep.
And that's the new world we're living in.
That's why all restaurants, all food service, everything is going to be automated going forward. I know you hate the kiosks and people hate the motorized this or the mobilized this, that. Everything is going to be computerized.
I'm laughing.
Robot.
I'm laughing at the kiosk because me using the kiosk is not a time saver for the business I'm frequenting.
Yeah.
I was literally at the Vegas airport. I was either Austin or Vegas like a few days ago. And there's something that's funny with the self-checkout kiosk is I was just buying an unsweetened iced tea, but they have a person. It's the same person who stands by Home Depot when I go to check out. And they go, you want to do the self-checkout?
Yeah.
And I go, yeah, I'll use the self-checkout. And they go, okay, no, you can't swipe the credit card through your butt cheeks. You got to put it in the machine. And I go, oh, okay, yeah. And I do it. And then I stare at it, and I go, what? They wants to know if you want a receipt. Oh, and they reach over and they put.
Yeah.
I'm at the airport. This chick is just she's pushing everything.
Yeah.
I'm just standing there, and I'm going, what do I do? No, it's asking you if you want a receipt. It's asking you if you need a bag. And I'm like, I don't see where. It completely defeated the spirit of having this automated thing because it's a woman. She did everything.
They're getting you ready. See, that's version 1.0. Airports Now. I was in Newark last week. You ready for this one? Full store, nobody in there. There's sandwiches everywhere, chips, bags, sodas, you name it, okay? I walk in, you put your credit card on top, okay? It automatically charges you $1 and knows it's got the balance, however they do it. You walk in, you grab everything you want, you walk right back out. When you walk out, it charges to your card.
Wow. Really?
Nobody, I didn't interact with anybody. It was 1 o'clock in the morning, Newark Airport. I got 6 sandwiches, 2 bags of chips, and I'm pretty sure that I got some mascara.
Someone was smoking pot.
Yeah, it was. I wanted to see if it worked, right? Nothing.
I know. After I passed the kiosk where the lady was doing all the work for me, I passed another one and it was manless. There was nobody there. What is the go-to airport sandwich when you got to get the prefabber?
That's a great question, by the way, because it's something we deal with all the time with the family, the kids, everybody, because we're all going to take a bite of it, so we got to all like it. It is the marble rye turkey Gouda sandwich that's in every single airport.
Be specific.
Yeah. It's because that's a specific brand that I think they'll like. Whoever has the contract for sandwiches in all airports, you can go to the specific restaurant that maybe has their own, but in the general store, I forget the name of it, they've got that one. It's marble rye, it's turkey, and it's smoked Gouda, and they put the sauce on the side. So if you don't want the mustard, or you don't want the mayonnaise, or your kids don't, it's a perfect sandwich.
Smart, shrewd. Yeah. I'm with you. I like a tuna sandwich. I just don't want one that's been sitting at an airport for 11 hours before I get there. The turkey, the Gouda, can't go wrong. Put the condiments on the side. Smart. All right, let's do one more.
All right. In a disturbing development out of here in Los Angeles, 30 juvenile detention officers have been indicted for allegedly orchestrating and encouraging so-called gladiator fights amongst youth detainees in Los Padrinos Juvenile Hall.
Oh, you
There's
gotta
some leaked
know
footage
this
here.
is going to happen.
Yeah.
So they just fight in the rec room.
Yeah, apparently that's what's been happening. They were encouraging the kids to fight over nearly 70 times. So, yeah, this is a normal thing, a normal part of the culture here in Los Padrinos Juvenile Hall.
We're rehabbing these kids.
Now, I'll say...
Let's break down the fight film, Mayhem, because
Okay.
you could do it. Can
Well,
I
the
say
technique.
this? All right.
Yeah.
I used to teach boxing.
All right.
Lift everybody. You got to get that front hand working. You can't just cock the hammer on the overhand because you can just look at the guy who's only throwing the overhand. It doesn't find its target.
Well, see the height differential played a factor here, especially, and the footwork of the smaller fighter here.
But get the jab working.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you got to pop that out there, send it out, yo-yo it a bit, kind of, put it into an uppercut, put it into a hook. Yeah, these kids are just flat rock'em sock'em robot fighting.
I like. It's a female guard.
Yeah,
that's refereeing.
Yeah. Now, yeah.
Wow, that is awesome. It's a female. Like when you just said the guards at the detention juvie, these are dudes, right?
No.
Female guards running the show.
Yeah, it was a lot and 30 of them got unpaid leave. They're out of a job right now while they finish this investigation. As you could see, it's kind of disturbing. I know I spend most of my life in a fight gym. And this is not a fight gym, It's some kids that are at a bad break.
It's unclear what the rules are. You get a plate of food, you go out and throw a couple of punches, and then you go back and sit down and eat your shit on a shingle. I don't get what the rules are for the fight club.
What it is that they're just keeping one gets Shark Tanking them. You know what I mean? One guy just staying in. You see
it's called bull in the ring.
Exactly. Yeah. So. We call it Shark Tank MMA. Like you Shark Tank them, you put them through a bunch of training.
Let me.
And then he got his food. See?
Yeah.
You see that? That was the
You have
condition.
to fight this guy. This guy want to catch a fade, as they call it in the streets. He wants to catch a fade with everybody before they get their lunch. Oh, this big guy. Oh wow!
The form
the form is pretty bad.
He's kicking though.
Yeah.
All right. Here's what I'm unsure of with people. There is a camera everywhere, all day, all the time, everywhere. Why in modern America, with a camera everywhere, are we trying to get away with shit anymore? Now, look, I get it. You live in Los Angeles, you're a homeless guy, and you want to go be a porch pirate. Fine, we'll film you, but then we're not doing anything about it. So who cares if there's a camera? You just go up to the porch and take what you want.
No, there's big investigations on this kind of thing. Yeah.
But if you work somewhere and you want to take a piss in the coffee pot, that's different.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be film of you doing it. That's the thing. Why don't these bitches know they're in a facility that has cameras in it?
Yeah. But if no one ever checks the cameras, and this is part of the culture. And I'll say, like, as far as being incarcerated culture, like, this is something where that guy did something wrong to all the other students here.
Oh, I see.
And so his punishment
Street
was to
justice.
go to a fade with everybody in the dorm.
Oh, that's why the one guy had to pay it. Okay.
You had to pay the tax.
Well, in which case, I'm for it. All right, let me give some plugs. Chef, love seeing you online. Love the spirit. Love the presence.
You're inspiring, man.
You're
I
inspiring.
can't wait to make an omelet.
I appreciate it.
Andrew Gruel's Family Cookbook out as we speak. Rumble, Cooking with Gruel. What's the website we should go to?
Well, for the cookbook, it's www.andrewcookbook.com. Pretty simple, to the point. Website, chefgruel.com or americangravy.com for more of the shows. And I'm on X at Chef Gruel. And there we go.
And the new bourbon, 3-quart bourbon. That is Neil Giraldo. You know him from lots of stuff, but I guess Pat Benatar probably the most. Great dude, fun time. Me, Phoenix coming up, Desert Ridge Improv, and then Desert Ridge Improv, and then Desert Ridge Improv. That's coming up March 14th, 15th, 16th. And then Tacoma after that. You can go to adamcarolla.com for all the live shows. And until next time, this is Adam for Chef Gruel and Neil Giraldo and Mayhem. Say it. Mahalo.